So sometimes in songs, the chords don't change exactly on the one. Sometimes they change a little bit beforehand, sometimes on the and of the previous measure. So I'm going to be looking today at something I call jumping the measure, which is kind of basically just jumping to the next chord just at half a beat early. Alright? Now, the idea of this is that if we were to take a rhythm like my rhythm 3 on my rhythm sheet, which is going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, and I place it with a progression, let's just say progression 2 on my chord progression sheets, which is going to be G, E minor, A minor, and D, then I'm going to be wanting to move to those next chords, like the next chord, like after a G, an E minor, a half a beat early. Alright, now that does mean that we have to be pretty comfortable with these chords because we're going to be moving to them pretty fast. But essentially, during my rhythm, I'm going to be going down, down, up, down, down, up, or 1, 2, and 3, 4, and on that last and is when I hit the next chord. So it's going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4, next chord on that up. A little late there, but nonetheless, down, down, up, down, down, next chord. Right? Awesome. So, I'm going to take that example with my first two chords of my progression 2, which is G and E minor. Alright? Now we are going to be strumming up on that and, so that E minor is going to be coming in on that first 4 and. So, over my G chord, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Alright, so that was just one example of moving between G and E minor where I jump the measure just a little bit. Alright? Now on that E minor, I'm not going to be able to go right to the 1. Typically what we'll do is we'll skip the next one, since that and kind of, we change that chord a little bit early, then we'll come in either on the and, or like in this case, we're just going to come right back in on the 2. Alright? So G, down, down, up, down, down, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, and down, down, up, down, down, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, and awesome. Great. Now I'm going to kind of extend that a little bit, and we're going to be jumping all the measures between these 4 chords. So now between E minor and A minor, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. So when I'm going on that E minor, I'm going to pick it up right from the 2, since that's when we're going to start strumming on the E minor. I'm going to go 2 and 3, 4, A minor. Alright? E minor, 2 and 3, 4, A minor. Alright. Like I said, we are moving a little bit quick between these chords, so make sure you kind of practice your chords real well, so that way when it comes on to transitioning between them. Now this example is kind of an extreme example. Typically you only see it happen maybe a couple times throughout a song. Not every single measure are we going to jump, but hey, this is good practice right here. Alright, so now I'm going to go G, E minor, and A minor. So it's going to be G, 1, 2, and 3, 4, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, A minor, 2 and 3, 4, and then I bet you can guess, we're going to do the same thing with that D chord. So let's go ahead and let's practice just that A minor to D, which is going to be 2 and 3, 4, D. Alright. A minor, 2 and 3, 4, D. Again, happening right on that upstroke, or on that, the and of 4 right there. Okay, so now let's give it a try with all 4 of those chords. 1, 2 and 3, 4, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, A minor, 2 and 3, 4, D, 2 and 3, 4. Alright. Now the only one we're not going to do is going from that D to that G. So that way we can kind of get a little bit of a break there. So I'm just going to play that progression 2 times, just that way you can see exactly how everything's going to sound. G. 1, 2 and 3, 4, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, A minor, 2 and 3, 4, D, 2 and 3, 4, and now if you take a look at my rhythm sheet, you'll notice that when you start getting towards the bottom of the rhythms, you'll start noticing that we actually have 2 rhythms spliced together, and the second one doesn't have 1, and it actually has a 1 in parentheses. Now what that means is that we're not going to be playing the first beat, and in fact my rhythms 6 and 7 are kind of examples of that, where you just kind of see what we'd be adding on to that. So something like that, like one of my later rhythms, is a perfect example of rhythm that we can kind of splice between two chords if we jump the measure. So this one, I'm going to be using my progression 4, which is G, D, E minor, C, with my rhythm 10, which is down, bass, down, down, up, down, 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 up. Alright, now even though that's one rhythm, I'm going to split that up between two chords. So if I take my first two chords, my G and my D chord, I'm going to go with my G chord, I'm going to do the first half of that rhythm, down, bass, down, down. Now when I go to that up, I'm going to be moving to my D chord again, because we're going to be jumping that measure. So down, bass, down, down, up, down, 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 up. Alright, so here's that rhythm just by itself. Down, bass, down, down, up, down, 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 up. Alright, it's going to be going like this. G, bass, down, down, D, up, down, 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 up. Now for the next two chords, I'm going to be using the exact same rhythm and changing it in the exact same place. So it's going to be going E minor to C, E minor, down, bass, down, down, C, up, down, 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 up. Notice how I'm not going to be jumping the measure between my D and my E minor, or between my C and my G when I repeat the progression, but nonetheless you can, if you want to, you can, but in this example I'm not going to. So here we go. Down, bass, down, down, D, up, down, 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 up, E minor, bass, down, down, C. So jumping the measure can be a really cool way that we can go ahead and put something different into a song that we're writing, or to kind of understand what we're missing from that song that we're learning.